Hey, good Tuesday morning, everybody. It's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. We got to talk about this severe weather setup that we're going to get into, especially on Thursday. And I'm getting a lot of questions about specific timing. And even though we're only a couple days out, it's hard to nail down specific timing with this because there's going to possibly be two waves of thunderstorms, and it could be one of those things, a wave in the morning, a wave in the afternoon. So it's tough to tell you a specific time because I don't want you to give it all clear or think I only have to worry about this time. This is kind of a day where you might have to be aware pretty much the entire day. So here's a look at the system. It's a really large system. We were in the mid 70s yesterday in a lot of neighborhoods. Today with the clouds, we're probably only going to be closer to 70. If we had sun, we'd easily be back up there in the mid 70s. But we can see it's a very complex system. We've got a big batch of rain, which gave us a beautiful rainbow this morning. That's moving northeast. But this is the real kicker back here. You see there's a secondary low back here across areas of New Mexico. So there's going to be several waves of rain and thunderstorms, but the main thunderstorm threat is going to be with this second wave back to the west. The water vapor loop, I think, does a really good job of that. If you look at the water vapor loop, this shows you moisture in the atmosphere, but it also shows us mid and upper level features. The first thing that you see here, and it's striking to me, is this strong southwesterly flow. This is the subtropical jet stream punching in here with really strong winds. So there's a lot of wind energy, but also notice this back here. This is the secondary system coming into New Mexico today that's going to help enhance and probably kick off the severe weather as we get into Thursday, because all this strong wind energy is going to have a lot of potential to produce damaging winds. Now, I don't think we're going to see a huge tornado threat with this. This looks like squall line with straight line winds, but that's one of those things we really probably won't have a good handle on until things evolve on Thursday. I just worry about the amount of wind energy that I'm seeing swinging through here as we go into Thursday. So here's a look at the system. I'm going to turn off the radar here for a second just to show you the outlook for Thursday, because we got an updated outlook that I can show you. And here's the severe weather outlook for Thursday. Notice pretty much all the Carolinas in the low, and the orange is now the medium threat, especially for central and eastern North Carolina and pretty much all of South Carolina as that secondary wave of moisture moves in from the west. So let me show you the future cast. We'll get right to the details of this and show you what's going to happen. All right, let's show you the evolution of this thing because it's going to be pretty interesting to watch. So we'll go through today. And again, today we'll have an isolated shower chance. I'd say the chance today is about 30% as we go through the day. As we get into tomorrow, though, that's when the rain chances, really tonight and tomorrow is when the rain chances ramp up. They'll be scattered. And again, there'll be breaks. It won't rain the entire time. This is not going to be a constant rain, but there'll be waves of rain. That's the way you got to think about it. Rain for a couple hours, then several hours of break, and then more waves of rain. So tomorrow's kind of a showery, cloudy day. We get a wave of rain coming in, especially tomorrow night. And this is when things get interesting tomorrow night. You could see as we go through the overnight hours, I'm going to stop this about 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning. So we've got a big area of rain and possibly some thunderstorms coming through. These could be strong. This is 5 a.m. So I think the potential is low with these to be strong to severe because of the time of day. But again, one thing I'll caution you, there's very strong winds in the low and mid and upper levels. So we've got a lot of wind with this system. So there's a lot of wind energy. Wouldn't take much to cause damaging winds as we go into the morning hours. That kind of moves out. We get into a little bit of a break. And then going into the afternoon, this is going to be where things get interesting. This stops about 1 o'clock. We get this line that it's going to try to form along the cold front. And there's possibly an area of low pressure that's going to track along this front. So this is where things get really interesting for the afternoon because we've got a low pressure system that'll be tracking up from the south. We've also got a strong cold front and what we call backing of the winds. The winds are going to be backing through the heights. So that means the potential for organized thunderstorms to develop. And I really think the afternoon time frame is going to be the frame where we're going to watch for potentially some strong and severe storms. So that's just a severe weather threat. We're also going to see a pretty significant flash flood threat. So let me show you real quickly. I'm going to show you the flash flood threat as we go into tomorrow. And this threat is going to be, this is the slight threat for today. We'll go through the day after, and then we'll go to day 3. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Hopefully it'll pop up here. So you can see these are 3 days worth of severe or excessive rainfall outlooks where we're either in the marginal or slight threat for flash flooding across the western Carolinas. So potential is there. We're going to see some flooding out of this regardless of the severe weather threat that moves in. Now let me show you a couple other things as far as some of the parameters here. I'm going to show you some of the wind fields. So one of the problems with this setup for Thursday is we could have a backdoor cold front. We could have strong winds to the south that could set up some localized effects that are really hard to pinpoint until we get closer. So this is the surface winds, 10-meter wind gusts. And what I want you to watch here is I'm going to go through Wednesday afternoon, and you can see something developing here. This is a backdoor cold front right here coming down from Virginia. Watch as it comes down, and it kind of gets stuck right about in the middle of North Carolina. At the same time, we've got these really strong south and southeast winds. We've got northeast winds here. Any storms that develop along this boundary are going to have localized what we call enhanced helicity, basically potential for rotating storms. Now, everyone hears that and thinks tornado immediately. Yes, you always worry about tornadoes, but any rotation in the storm is going to cause severe storms. This is straight line winds, hail, damaging winds are certainly a possibility, and tornadoes. So it's not just the tornado threat you're worried about. You're worried about organized severe weather. Any rotating thunderstorm has organization too. So watch what happens as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday morning. These really strong winds come in from the west. We call this the low-level jet. These things are going to be howling. And notice they're out of the south. So I'm going to stop this 6 a.m. Thursday morning. Look at these wind gusts. 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Dead calm here because this is the wedge. And again, if you look carefully right in here, you can see the winds are out of the northeast, the winds are out of the south. That's almost 180-degree changing of the wind direction in a short distance. That's bad news for severe weather. So this is the Thursday morning time frame, and then we go into the afternoon, and you can see the cold front sweeping in from the west. And so we've probably got some kind of surface or meso-low. We've got a boundary here associated with the cold air damming, a cold front in here. There's just a lot going on here, folks. And that's why Thursday is one of those days you say, well, we've got a ton of ingredients in place here for potentially some severe storms. So this is going to be something to keep an eye on, and we've got to be weather aware. So again, that's what we're looking at for Thursday morning. I'm going to do another update probably later today, but I wanted to show you real quickly. I'm going to turn off the Futurecast here so you can see this, because this is really important to see. This is a severe weather outlook for Thursday. So the basic point of this vlog today is stay weather aware. As I go through today, I'm going to have a little bit better timing. Hopefully I'll have a timeline that we can give you. But again, a morning batch of severe weather possible on Thursday and possibly one in the afternoon. So right now I see 2 distinct windows for severe storms. And then on top of all this, a huge flash flood threat. So, of course, I'll post updates throughout the next couple of days. Stay tuned to my social media feeds. I will give you heads up on anything that changes with this system as we get closer to Thursday.